Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are trying something different. We are going to be doing our dailies in Hello Kitty Island Adventure. If you guys don't know about this game, it is available on Apple Arcade and it also is on the Switch. I believe it is coming to PC and Steam as well. I think it's all out now at the same time. So if you want to get the game, you can do that on a platform of your choice. I am playing it on the Apple Arcade version. I usually switch between my Mac and my iPad. Unfortunately, that means that my screen size is weird, and that's why we have some black bars on either side. I tried to get rid of them in my editing software. It didn't work out as well as I thought it would. I even tried cropping the picture, and then when I went back into the video in my projects, it was really weird. It like cut off the top and bottom and it zoomed in weirdly. I didn't do anything about that. Like when I went to crop it, it just, I don't know, it transformed very strangely. Maybe it's because I cropped it. So I had to re-edit everything, which was frustrating, but it is what it is. So in the future, I'm just going to have a picture or a color or something like behind it in OBS so we can avoid the black bars. I did have that happening originally, but then I had an issue trying to get a drop shadow to appear like on my actual game source. That's just because I think I don't have a plugin for that. I could have figured this out if I gave myself more time, but I wanted to get this done and get this video up and scheduled and processed. So here we are. This game is put out by Sunblink. They're very active on their social media and there is a very big Discord server as well. I'm in there. I don't really talk a whole lot, but they have a lot of information like update stuff. You can report your bugs and things like that. There's a good community over there. There is multiplayer. We're not doing multiplayer in this game today. I usually don't do the multiplayer stuff. I do need to get to a higher multiplayer level. There is somebody that I was doing a multiplayer with like every week because there are weekly quests. I talked about this in the first video I ever did on this game, kind of comparing it to what Animal Crossing could have been, but there have been new multiplayer quests added to the game since I last did a video. But right now the 2.3 update just released for Apple Arcade. I don't know what comes with the Switch version, like what update it ships with. I am not getting it for Switch because I've been playing this since around the time that it launched in the summer of 2023. So we're having a good old time here with our save progress. If you guys want to see like more early game stuff, I wouldn't be opposed to starting a new save file because you can have up to 3 save slots on one account. So that's something to consider. Because of that though, we are going to be showing spoilers in this video for the Piano Plush Pals quest because I'm finishing it today. I think the plushes are so stinking cute. I really love them and I want them in real life, especially the seal and the banana. They almost remind me of Jellycats, if you guys have seen those. They're really cute. I like Jellycats more than Squishmallows. I don't own any of either brand, but I've seen them before and I think they're adorable. The other event that's been going on right now, which if you start, you can participate in this, is Luck and Lanterns, which is based off of Lunar New Year type stuff. What's great about this is that you can get the previous year's items in the shop if you want more of them. So as you saw, I did get some lanterns from last year's Luck and Lanterns event because I love the little lanterns, putting them in the cabins. I think they're really cute, like a little decorative item. I wish that we had an item like that in Animal Crossing, just like a cute, simple little table lantern. However, because it is the year of the snake and this year's Luck and Lanterns is based off of snakes and serpents, you can get the dragon themed stuff, like I said, in the shops. You can get the clothing pieces as well. I haven't made any of the serpent costumes. I'm waiting to get the headpiece in the daily rewards, the crafting plans for it. I'm pretty sure that they can be dyed. I just haven't done it. Like I haven't crafted them and then dyed them because I need more rubber. And that's what I'm trying to work on. If you guys saw, I talked to the Null at the plaza area there where you can have them like collect things. I could also use island bouquets. I'm getting ahead of myself. If you don't know anything about this game, it is kind of like Animal Crossing but better in my opinion. There is so much to do. There are so many quests happening. Not only that, but there's the multiplayer aspect. Like I said, you can have all of the characters that are like the main cast of people be your companions, and you can now double up companions with an update that came out a while ago if you are far along in your quest line. So you can have more than one companion join you. And I really like this new feature that they added in 2.3, which gives you the ability to call somebody to you so you don't have to go searching the map for them. I definitely definitely think I'm going to use this feature a lot with Cinnamoroll, not necessarily to use his abilities to fly high, but because I always ask him to get me Snowsicles, and I hate having to search for him on the map because he moves around so frequently making all of his deliveries. Also, the map is humongous. This is a huge map. There's like the underwater biome, there are all these different biomes, a whole different part of the Icy Peak Mountain just unlocked in the 2.3 update if you are far along with your quests. I really like this game, but there are some things that I still struggle with. Like, for example, I'm really bad with the whole flower mechanics. I do have a bunch of flowers in the greenhouse in the Merry Meadows, but I'm not great with breeding them and crossing the patterns and colors over. I just kind of do my best. I've looked at guides, but like, I don't know if it's me. I just can't comprehend what is happening, like how to do it and how to make it be successful. So I think that that's definitely something that I have to work on. It's more of a user error than it is anything with Sunblank. Like, this is just me not comprehending a part of the game that should, in all honesty, be fairly easy, especially because, like, well, I shouldn't say it should be easy. Flower breeding mechanics in Animal Crossing, with the exception of blue roses, are very simple. You just water them and hope that the color appears that you want. Flower breeding mechanics in Hello Kitty Island Adventure is like a whole different ballgame. There are spreadsheets, there are different methods to doing it. It's like a whole thing. I feel like you need a PhD in order to breed flowers in this game. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but there are also so many different flower types. Like, you have the regular ones that you can get by planting them in different biomes and by doing certain quests. And then you have the event flowers. And the event flowers are only around during the events that they're tied to, in terms of like new ones will show up and pop up in random plots and stuff. But you can still plant them and cross their color and pattern over to other flowers as long as you do it in the greenhouse. You can still plant them and stuff in other plots outside of the greenhouse, but you need the greenhouse in order to ensure that your pattern and colors and everything cross over like you want them to. Assuming at least that you're trying to get a specific color or pattern after the event has ended and the flowers are no longer spawning randomly. Like I said, you need a degree. And I have a bachelor's, but it's in English, not in video game botany. Another thing that I have to remember to get back into doing is going to the cafe and fulfilling orders. I do that at the end of this video, but I haven't been doing it for a long time, and you do get extras for fulfilling orders at the cafe and working there. I just forget to go do it, and sometimes it can take a while because you can get a lot of customers coming in and it can take a bit to do their orders, but it is a fun and relaxing thing. It reminds me of when you could work at the Roost in New Leaf, but that was just coffee orders. This is again like a whole entirely different ball game. Anyway, with the console and Steam versions of this game, I know that for the Switch there's a deluxe edition. I'm pretty sure that for PC there's a deluxe edition as well. That gives you a bunch of extra items, kind of like a starter pack to get you going. You cannot transfer your save data from Apple Arcade to the Switch or PC versions, and I understand why. I'm pretty sure that that is like a thing to do with Apple, because Apple takes security very seriously, and considering that this game originally was an Apple Arcade exclusive for a period of time, like I think Sunblank signed a contract with Apple to have it exclusively on Apple Arcade prior to releasing on other devices, it makes sense to me from that standpoint why you can't transfer. I mean, historically you can't transfer anything in your iCloud library to another platform gaming wise. I mean, everything in Apple Arcade you do log in with your Game Center account essentially, like it is synced with your Game Center. Not even just Apple Arcade, but other apps as well. Pocket Camp used to do it. It doesn't anymore, but you would have it synced to your Game Center account and also synced through iCloud, which is the reason that you're able to play across different Apple devices with the same Apple Arcade, Apple ID, Game Center, whatever account, because they're all one in the same. Like, I have this save on my Mac that I'm playing here. It's the same save on my iPad. All I would have to do is open up the game on my iPad and choose the save from this time point whenever I last left off. It will give you the option to choose the iCloud save, which would be this, because it will save to the cloud as soon as I leave, and it will also give you the option to choose whatever the local save was on your device. Choose which one is the most recent save. If you choose a save that is several months old, like for example your device save, it will override everything. So you want to double check. Sometimes it glitches and it says your device save is newer, but whatever the save is that's newer, usually it's the cloud version because it's in the cloud. You want to go with that one if you're switching between like your phone and your iPad or your Mac and your iPad. I don't know how this will work with other platforms, if at all. When Disney Dreamlight Valley was a thing that I played, it is still a thing, but I do not play it. You couldn't like transfer your data from the Apple Arcade version, for example, to the Switch version. You could transfer the Switch version to the app, like that you would get through Steam or through the App Store, but evidently there's a difference between the App Store version of Disney Dreamlight Valley and the Apple Arcade version. But I don't play that game anymore. I primarily am an Animal Crossing girly, and I love playing this. This scratches the Animal Crossing itch for me, even though it's very, very different and very much like quest focused, which I kind of wish that Animal Crossing was to a point. The only gripe that I have about this is that I wish that we had freedom to decorate more spaces. Currently, we can decorate cabins, and you have those for visitors that come. For example, the family members of Hello Kitty and My Melody and other main characters such as Kuromi and Tuxedo Sam, like their family and friends can all come and visit, and Retsuko has some friends that come and visit, and you decorate those cabins for them. You can also have a cabin for yourself, and you can have a cabin for multiplayer, like for a friend that can come and stay and have their own cabin to decorate. The friend can't like stay on your island, but it is a multiplayer quest for you to have them move into a cabin and for them to decorate it. But I like that there are so many different spaces to put people. Granted, some visitors have specific requirements, like putting all of Hello Kitty's and My Melody's families in the Seaside Resort and Tuxedo Sam's family because they all have to be near them. That makes sense to me. And they have specific furniture requirements, and some of them even need to have another visitor as a resident prior to them even starting to like show up. But once they are a permanent resident on your island, you can do with their cabin whatever you please. I have not gone back and redone a lot of the cabins that I've slapped together for people, specifically the newer visitors that we have, such as Kuropi's siblings and Retsuko's friends. I actually like the cabins that I've made for Kuropi's siblings a lot. I think that they're really cute and fitting, but I am going to go in there eventually and get my critters back that I had to place in there for a requirement. Maybe the next time I post a video on this, I'll show you guys all of the cabins that I've built. Well, not all, because there are a ton, but maybe most of them. This actually could be a game that I would like to stream because it's so laid back and easy, kind of like Animal Crossing where you're just hanging out and vibing, and doing dailies can sometimes take like, 10 minutes to a half hour depending on if there's a quest involved. Like for example, I usually take my time with things. With the 2.3 update, there are a lot of new things that are released here, like there's new critters and fish that you can catch, there's new storylines and things. I've done all of the storylines except for the visitor specific ones because I don't have those visitors living here yet, but I haven't delved deep into the new critters, the new fish. I've caught a few of them, but every time that there's an update, I get kind of overwhelmed because of all of the new content that's released at once. And that's a me issue. That's not an issue with the developers. That's just like I need to calm down and go through everything in finer detail and maybe like sort out what I want to tackle first. Like I got the quests done. I started catching some new fish and critters. Maybe the next time I open this game, I'll catch more fish and critters. I do open this every day because this is like a live service game. But what I love about it is that there's no microtransactions, because that is a stipulation of being on the Apple Arcade as a game, is that you are not allowed to have microtransactions in your game. So that's a really nice thing. That's kind of like how Pocket Camp Complete has gone, except that's like a one-time purchase app. It's not on Apple Arcade, versus like I'm already paying for Apple One with expanded iCloud storage and a whole host of other things. So considering my Apple Arcade is included in that, I might as well take advantage of it and play this adorable game that I love so much. Have you guys played this at all? Or maybe you are just hearing about it. Do you want to play it if you haven't yet? And if so, would you go the route of having it in an Apple Arcade subscription, or would you get it for console or Steam or PC or whatever. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I have a candle burning in the background, and by that I mean it is under a candle lamp. My boyfriend got me a candle lamp for Christmas a couple of years ago, which I think is fantastic because having an open flame kind of like makes me anxious. I always feel like I'm gonna knock it over somehow and then everything's gonna catch on fire. Luckily, that is a non-issue with the lamp because you can adjust the intensity and there's also a timer for it, but there's no open flame. It's just heating the wax from the top. The candle that I'm burning is, I think, mint latte or something. It's from Bath & Body Works. It's quite a few years old. I did actually use a lighter and stuff to burn it previously, like prior to getting this lamp, and I really like it, but I think that the best scent that they have for candles, in my opinion, it's one that I have and it says "But First Coffee." I don't know what the actual scent of it is, but it smells like coffee beans. It's that and the hot cocoa and cream candle, which I was burning or melting, I guess, a couple of days ago from me recording this. Between melting the mint candle and having the David's Tea jelly donut tea, which I have some left from the holidays, it is so good. It's part of their holiday range. I think for Hanukkah, it was in the advent calendar. It's caffeine free. I love it. I bought some of it a while ago and I still have some. I had some last night and I made some again this evening to have like while I'm sitting here talking. We are in peak cozy vibes here, which is perfect for the 2.3 peak winter update for this game. It's nice and cold here still outside. There's still snow on the ground. I love it. I am thriving. The snow brings me so much joy. I know a lot of people hate it. I've talked about this in the past, but the snow makes me so happy. Even the snow in Animal Crossing and in this game, because of the peak winter update, you can now make it snow anywhere on your island. And legitimately, the first time that it snowed in this game, I almost cried. I was so happy. I love the snow. I'm even getting like emotional talking about it and thinking about it right now. I am such a sap. How do you guys feel about the snow and the weather? Be honest. Not a huge fan of rain, mainly because thunderstorms scare my dog and I feel really bad, but I love the snow. It's beautiful. It covers everything in a beautiful white blanket. It's so pretty. Having grown up in a climate that gets cold and snows often, it just brings me so much peace and joy, especially around the holidays. It's like perfect. We had a white Christmas this year for 2024 and it was amazing. We had not had a white Christmas in several years. I loved it. It was only like 3 or 4 inches of snow. There was still some grass peeking in a few spots, but it made me so happy. And it made my dog so happy because she loves running around in it. She did zoomies. It was great. It's not that I hate the rain, but it's like whenever it's raining out or overcast and dreary, it just makes me want to go back to sleep. Like it makes me feel sleepy and like, I guess, less motivated to do things. That's probably a me issue, although I feel like that is universal. But the snow, it makes me feel so cozy. I love it. Like I just want to hang out, have a nice hot beverage, look at the snow, go outside in it and play with my dog. She has such a great time. I talked about this as well in a past video, like in a more recent one. She legit did zoomies around the whole yard when we got more snow recently, like a few days ago as of me recording this. She was like chasing her tail. She ran around the whole yard. It was like she was a puppy again. She's gonna be 12 in April. Right now it's January of 2025. She's like reverting back to her puppy state, much like I revert back to feeling like a child when there's snow happening. It just makes me so happy. I have been talking too much about snow. Anyway, the food in the cafe of this game looks so good and I want to eat all of it. I also wish that it were that easy in real life to make all of these things that we've made doing the cafe orders. That would be great. I mean, I think it's fairly easy to make boba because you're just cooking the tapioca pearls and then making like a milk tea or whatever to go with it. And I'm assuming that it's fairly easy to make snow ice, but I've never made mochi and I think it's difficult from what I've heard and from what I've seen of like the process. It is difficult, I believe, and I've never made onigiri, but that also might be difficult. I don't know. That's not something I would probably try doing myself. I've eaten mochi and I've eaten all of these things that we're making here in the cafe, but I've never actually like made them and I don't think I would do well at it. It's like, I'm sure you guys have seen those videos where people people make video game recipes in real life. I think that people have even done a few recipes from this game in real life. I would not excel at that. Maybe making the pies and the cinnamon buns, but nothing else. None of the stuff from Imagination Cafe, except potentially the boba and snow ice. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if you want to see more of Hello Kitty Island Adventure content. I will definitely do that in the future. Please leave any comments, feedback, and suggestions down below, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.